Hello soccer fans, welcome to Manchester United News Update today. Man United offer expected to sign £198,000 a week. La Liga star, Amorim demands deal. Manchester United are set to take on Leicester City later today in what will be their last game under the interim reign of Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Starting next Monday, Ruben Amorim is set to take over as the new manager at Old Trafford. The Sporting CP coach is looking to spearhead a new era for the Red Devils. He has done a brilliant job for the Portuguese side, but going forward, he will know that he is set to have an incredibly difficult challenge with the Red Devils. Ruben Amorim, coming in as a new coach, is likely to come in with his own ideas and own transfer targets. As per Spanish source, Nacional, he has demanded the signing of Barcelona defensive star, Andreas Christensen, and Man United are expected to make an attempt to sign him. Since making the transfer to Barcelona from Chelsea a couple of seasons ago, a case can be made that Christensen has been one of the Catalan club's most reliable defenders during this period. He has also operated as a pivot. The Danish international played the opening La Liga fixture of the campaign but has since been out with injury. Hansi Flick should be able to rely on his services in the coming weeks as Christensen works his way back from injury. Amorim has largely deployed a 3-4-3 formation at Sporting CP, and it required proper, ball-playing defenders. If the Portuguese tactician brings the same formation to Old Trafford, signing someone like Christensen might be the perfect fit. The report claims that Deco is expecting an offer from Man United from Christensen, and having signed him for free, selling him on for a fee could help alleviate Barcelona's financial woes. Live with Inigo Martinez and Pau Cubarsí having incredible seasons and Ronald Araujo soon to return, the Catalan club might be open to letting the Dane leave. The only concern with the £198,000 a week La Liga star is that his injury issues have been on the rise for the past season. Signing yet another injury-prone player is the last thing Manchester United want, and let's wait and see how it plays out. Ruben Amorim January priority emerges as Manchester United braced for £66 million transfer battle. The latest Man United rumours amid updates on the January transfer window: Bayern Munich midfielder Leon Goretzka and Sporting CP defender Ousmane Diomande. Manchester United are, reportedly, looking to reinforce a number of positions in the January transfer window as Ruben Amorim aims to put his own stamp on the squad. The 39-year-old head coach will begin his tenure at the club on Monday, November 11th, with Ruud Van Nistelrooy set to oversee his last game in charge on Sunday when United host Leicester City. Amorim, on the other hand, will meet another former club in Braga for his final match as Sporting CP manager. While many supporters are looking forward to their new era under Amorim, there have been some questions over the future of players, including Joshua Zirkzee, a signing from former manager Erik ten Hag. Zirkzee was brought in with United paying around £36.5 million to Bologna for his signature. Sky Sports Germany indicate United plan to make moves once the window reopens in the new year. It's said the club will be looking for an affordable striker and are also in the search of a number 8 type midfielder. It's claimed that Bayern Munich's Leon Goretzka, who's been long since mooted with a move to Old Trafford, is still being closely monitored by key figures at Old Trafford. Elsewhere, Arsenal have reportedly been watching Amorim favourite Ousmane Diomande amid links to United. It has been previously reported United identified the centre-back as a target this summer as they look to bolster up the defensive options. Despite not signing Diomande previously, the arrival of Amorim could, possibly, accelerate that process. However, TBR Football report that the 20-year-old has been watched by Arsenal regularly, while other Premier League sides such as Chelsea, Liverpool and Newcastle are also mentioned as admirers of the defender. Meanwhile, Portuguese newspaper Record reported Arsenal, Chelsea and Bayern Munich have made approaches for Diomande. Sporting CP president Frederico Varandas is thought to be unwilling to let their Ivory Coast regular depart the club for less than his £66 million release clause. Ruud Van Nistelrooy backed for perfect sign-off as pundits agree on Man United prediction. The pundits have spoken ahead of Manchester United versus Leicester City. Manchester United welcome Leicester City to Old Trafford on Sunday as they look to get their Premier League campaign back on track. United begin the weekend in 13th place in the Premier League table, and Ruben Amorim will start work as the club's new manager on Monday following Erik ten Hag's sacking last week. Ruud Van Nistelrooy has been in charge in the interim period and is unbeaten in his 3 matches as manager. The Dutchman will look to sign off on Sunday with his unbeaten record still intact and with a second win over Leicester after United's 5-2 triumph in the Carabao Cup last week. With that in mind, here is how some of the game's leading pundits feel United will fare against the Foxes. Harry Redknapp, the former Tottenham manager, told BetVictor, Ruud Van Nistelrooy has another game in charge here, and to be honest, it's a strange situation for all involved. It wasn't the greatest game against Chelsea, but Manchester United did have quite a few chances and might feel like they should have won it. I'm not sure what will happen when Ruben Amorim comes in. Van Nistelrooy seems to have something about him. Leicester love a late goal this season, and boy, that was a big one against Ipswich. That's kept a bit of a gap between them and the bottom three, and I think Leicester just have more goals in the side than some of the teams below them. I've got to pick United. They hammered them in the cup the other week, but I don't think it will be as much as that. Chris Sutton, the former Blackburn and Celtic forward, told BBC Sport, Manchester United thrashed Leicester in the Carabao Cup at the end of October in Ruud Van Nistelrooy's first game as interim manager, but the Foxes had made 9 changes from the previous league game. So I am not sure that 5-2 scoreline tells us too much about what will happen here, but I do think United will win again. I have put United midfielder Bruno Fernandes back into my fantasy team. I should have captained him last week when he scored a penalty against Chelsea. My assistant, his son Ollie, who is the Taylor in their Brian Clough and Peter Taylor managerial partnership, told me to do that, but I didn't listen. Mark Lawrenson, the former Match of the Day pundit, told Paddy Power, as poorly as Manchester United are playing, they've got to beat Leicester. Man United transfer news, Ruben Amorim planning shock swoop for ex-Man City star. Incoming Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim is apparently interested in bringing Juventus defender and ex-Manchester City star Danilo to Old Trafford next year. The Sporting Lisbon boss will officially take charge of the Red Devils on Monday, and his impending arrival has naturally sparked speculation as to who could follow him to Manchester. A plethora of sporting stars, namely Victor Gyökeres and Giovanni Quenda, have been tipped to reunite with Amorim at Old Trafford, but he has insisted that he will not be poaching any players from the Portuguese side in January. The Red Devils are not expected to have a lot of money to splash over the winter, having spent big on Lenny Yoro, Joshua Zirkzee, Manuel Ugarte, Noussair Mazraoui and Matthijs de Ligt over the summer. Instead, Amorim will likely be restricted to loan deals, free agents and cut-price signings, and according to Juve Live, via The Sun, that could lead him in the direction of the experienced Danilo. Danilo, on verge of Juve exit amid Man United reports. The 33-year-old is now in the final year of his contract with Juventus, meaning that he is free to engage in pre-contract discussions with foreign clubs from January onwards before a possible free transfer in 2025. Rather than let Danilo go for nothing next summer, the report suggests that Juventus would consider a sale in January, although a 1-year option in his contract can be triggered based on his performances. Regardless, Danilo is apparently on the verge of leaving the Bianconeri, and his representatives have already been offering him to numerous teams across Europe, including Man United. The Brazil international spent 2 seasons with Man United's bitter rivals Manchester City from 2017 to 2019, winning 2 Premier League titles before joining Juve in a deal that saw João Cancelo move in the opposite direction. Danilo has now made 207 appearances for Juventus across all competitions, scoring 9 goals and setting up 13 more, and he has played 10 times for Thiago Motta's team in the current campaign. Why do Man United want to sign Danilo? The Ineos blueprint at Old Trafford so far has been centered around recruiting young talent, and even though Danilo may still have a few good years left in him, he is certainly not young for a footballer. The 33-year-old's arrival would therefore raise a few eyebrows, but he boasts title-winning experience. Man United starlet Bendito Mantato could thrive under Ruben Amorim. Manchester United will embark on a new era with Ruben Amorim taking over the reins next week. Amorim prefers to play with a back 3 in defence and relies heavily on wing-backs. Amad Diallo and Alejandro Garnacho have been linked with roles in these positions, but their defensive fragility could raise doubts about their ability to meet the tactical demands of the system. Amorim has built a reputation for seamlessly integrating young talent from the academy into his first-team setup. He could bring that same philosophy to Old Trafford. The Red Devils have a talented pool of players at youth level, with their under-18s in sensational form this season. They have won all 9 league games, netting a remarkable 43 goals while conceding just 4. Chido Obi Martin was once again on the score sheet in the 3-0 victory over Everton today. While the former Arsenal striker will undoubtedly steal the headlines, Bendito Mantato truly deserves the spotlight. The right winger has been in sublime touch this season, cementing his place as the unsung hero in Adam Lawrence's setup. The 16-year-old capped off his standout performance with a commanding left-footed strike in stoppage time. He demonstrated remarkable strength in 1v1 duels, consistently shrugging off challenges. His surging runs and ability to create chances for his teammates were highly impressive. Mantato has featured as a left-back 5 times for United under-18s in his career. His relentless work rate and tenacity draw comparisons to Sporting star Giovanni Quenda. United are reportedly tracking the 17-year-old, but a potential move may be hampered by his hefty £84 million release clause. Quenda produced a magnificent display in Sporting's recent 4-1 victory over Manchester City. Given the similarities in their profiles, Amorim should be watching Mantato's development closely. Thanks for watching.